And I'm pleased to be joined by a few too many.
Hello.
Hello, guys. How are you all doing?
Not bad, thanks.
Good. Not bad.
Good. Well, do you want to go around the table? Everyone introduce themselves.
Hello, I am Mitch. I play drums.
I'm Dan. I am the rhythm guitarist and vocalist. Backup vocalist.
Luke the Ultimate, I play bass and I do some vocals as well.
I'm Jazz, I do lead guitar and very minimal vocals.
I'm Bobby and I am the lead singer / lead entertainer.
Excellent. The key entertainer. So obviously we've played you guys on the show a few times. You've got a few singles out. So do you want to just tell us a little bit about a few too many for anyone that might not know about you guys?
We are amazing. That's what we are.
And that's all we need to know.
Cut and print.
No, go on, Daddy. Go ahead.
Cut and print, and that's a wrap. So yeah, we're our vibe is very much kind of from the 90s, 2000s era of pop punk, but kind of presented in more of a modern alternative frame. And yeah, our influences obviously massively range. And when the band started out, I think that we probably sounded quite a lot like some of our heavier influences, like Blink and Green Day, for example. And as time's gone by, our sound, as it would, has evolved and progressed, and we've kind of honed out our natural, our own kind of sound and tone now. If any of the guys want to elaborate on that.
Yeah, I think it's changed quite a bit over the last sort of 3 years or so that I've been in the band. I think with the range of influences that everyone has now, and with everyone writing now, which wasn't necessarily the case before, you kind of get, a
lot more inputs from different places.
Exactly, yeah. And I think that comes out in the sound now a lot more than it probably did before.
Excellent. Yeah, well, the stuff's all sounding
too many.
Great.
For a few too many, we all have big penises and we all get drunk regularly.
See, this is all the key information that people want to hear.
Here's the thing. Like, yeah. Like you gotta keep me and Mitch back because we're just gonna let it all out.
Yeah, I've had 30 minutes meditation in no swearing training.
How's it going so far?
I haven't sworn yet. I don't think.
That's all right. We can swear. It's after the after curfew.
Oh no, but I
that.
naughty bombs.
Within reason. Okay. So obviously in your sort of like bio and everything, you say you're born from the ashes of the MTV MySpace era pop punk. So how many of you actually had MySpace? Loved the MySpace.
I had a MySpace.
Hell yeah.
How often do you go back and look at your old pictures and just think, Jesus?
Well,
Never.
Danny did the other day, and I had to Photoshop. I photoshopped him into the old MySpace thing.
Oh,
like
man.
Like cute is what we aim for. It was like fucking
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah, he took a cute is what we aim for band promo and then literally plastered my face on each member. Because I had that classic scene MySpace fringe that's just
Is that?
Well, everyone had it then as well, didn't they? I mean, I just had like I had the long hair rather than the sort of the scene hair. But as time progressed, I sort of like backcombed it and stuff like that. It's what you do when you're young. I wish I had as much hair now, really. So anyway, so you guys have recently been signed to the Lost Music Collective over in the US, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So how did that all sort of come about?
We were on Word is Bond management for probably a few months, and Eric, our manager, put our music in front of Vinny, who is the founder of the label, and thankfully he really liked it, I think. And we had some discussions, and it was quite clear, I think, from the first discussion we had that we were all kind of on the same page. We all wanted similar things, and that they were very happy to just kind of let us be us because we had something that was working.
Yeah.
And then they can help progress that further. And you know, we went through the usual contracts and all that paperwork fun. But it's all worked out really well.
That's
and
really good.
yeah, we couldn't be happier.
Yeah, basically, like, we're very much a DIY band, and all the way up until we got signed, and then even now, like, we've very much done a lot of our stuff like off our own back, and done as much as we can just as us, sort of thing. And the thing is that we didn't really want to lose that. Like, we kind of like that in some sense. So it's great to have the support from them, and they're happy for us to carry on doing that. That's basically what they're all about. It's like, you know, being a collective with the other bands and stuff. Like, we talk to the other bands on the label all the time. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, because
like-
obviously Goalkeeper, another band on that label as well, aren't they? Which I'm a big fan of. I had Mark on the show a little while ago. So, but yeah, some really good bands on there. They do sort of like a little, is it sort of like 5 bands, like a little demo sort of CD they released a little while ago, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they put a vinyl out, didn't they?
Vinyl sampler, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll be on the next one.
Do you know when that's coming out though?
Not gonna clue.
No.
So obviously,
Don't say anything.
So obviously the Lost Music Collective are in the US, aren't they? So are they sort of pushing you guys over there a lot, or are they just sort of helping you sort of grow over here, or
Helping us grow everywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of like a global push.
Yeah.
Very much. And we've, you know, like when we've been looking on our Apple Music recently, for example, we've seen that we have listeners cropping up where we wouldn't even begin to have, you know, imagined that that people tuned in and listened to our band, like in Japan, for example.
Oh wow!
And that's a bit of a shock when you know, when you see that kind of thing.
It's amazing you've got that support from them to sort of get into these places as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
are they sort of looking at like tours or anything for you guys over in the US, or is it just sort of mainly pushing your music at the moment?
Well, at the moment, we're very much kind of core focused on the UK, and we have some announcements coming up about shows and tours that we're going to be doing over here. I don't want to say too much because obviously we'll be dropping the announcements when they come, but certainly in the future that's something that we want to be looking at. And given that, you know, we seem to be picking up quite a listener base over in the States, I think you know, it's definitely in our interest to get stateside as soon as it becomes viable, and obviously post, you know, COVID and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
When
I
people
think-
can actually tour.
Yeah. I think the plan right now is like till the end of the year. We have got some tours lined up that we're like going to be announcing soon, for in the UK. But for the UK for the rest of the year, it's, you know, it's going to be here. For us. But then like next year, maybe and going on to the year after, we'll definitely be looking to go like abroad. You know, lads on tour. You know.
Yeah, because you guys have just said you're doing a podcast, aren't you? So for all the tour chat and stuff like that. So a good lads on tour.
Yeah.
Is that a little plug that I've given you there? Is it?
Yeah. Go like our podcast and that we're gonna be recording soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've not released any episodes yet, have you?
No.
But
no,
coming soon.
Yeah, no. It's gonna be good. We plan to, you know, just kind of plug it a bit. We plan to, when we're on tour, record in the van with some, you know, whoever we're on tour with, or if there's somebody else who we can pick up and take over, then we'll get them in the van and we'll record on the road.
Get in my van. They offer us sweets.
Get in my van, you little shat.
Offer us sweets and beer to jump in my van.
It's called Blood, Sweat and Beers, so you know. That's the sweat part.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for that one. But so as well as the obviously Lost Music Collective, we'll get back to less jumping in vans. So as well as the Lost Music Collective, you guys were featured on Alternative Press's 10 Rising UK Pop Punk Bands as well. That's pretty bloody cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Most of us have been reading, you know, Alternative Press, Kerrang and Rock Sound since we were extremely young. Like for me, I used to buy it pretty much on a weekly basis. So
I used to get my dad to like borrow money off of him. I was like, I need it.
So
did you guys sort of know you're going to be in there? Were you given a heads up or anything, or was it just sort of it's posted and
it just appeared, didn't it? We sort of just like woke up one day and just saw it. We're like, oh,
wow.
what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
And then like we sort of read it was like, right, yeah, let's promote this everywhere.
We'd honestly we pushed it in several directions to the song and everything to be featured in places, and then it suddenly came up. And I remember when it came up, I sent a message in the chat that was just rock sound, rock sound, rock sound, and like oh press,
Oh no, that is yeah, it's really really impressive, and obviously, I say you guys must be so excited for it. So just as all of your fans are as well. Anyway, so you said obviously you're keeping tour news under wraps, but you released was it Haze in 2019, wasn't it? Then Sunday in 2020, and then obviously History was the first track as part of Lost Music Collective back in March, wasn't it? So are all these sort of leading to an album or an EP? I don't think I've seen an announcement yet.
They're leading to an EP,
EP.
but we are not yet going to announce.
No.
When. I will say it'll be this year. It will be this year, and there is a new single dropping soon. But that's it.
As much as we're getting. Perfect. And obviously, after that's released, then hopefully we'll expect to see you doing some tours around the UK.
Hopefully that's the plan. I think.
So is there anything else lined up for you guys? Obviously, you've got all these exciting things happening. Anything else other than the sort of EP and everything, or are we sort of everything under wraps still?
Well, in July, on the 17th, we are headlining one of our favourite venues in London, the Fiddler's Elbow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we're really looking forward to playing that show because obviously Camden is such an iconic, area for the music scene.
I mean, going on that, I mean, like we have some freaking insane fans. So props to our fans who we had messages from people from like York who have bought tickets coming to that show. We have somebody who messaged us the other day who wants to get the Haze lyrics tattooed on them, and we want to, help them out and give them some free tickets to that show. So yeah, we're really excited.
That is really crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mad.
Amazing. I think I saw someone from Manchester saying they were going to drive down to see it.
It's
I was
insane.
like, that's some commitment.
Wow.
It's just mad. I was like, thank you. Yeah, come to our show. I don't care where you are. Come to our show. But, you're all mad and we love you for it. And we're going to put on a really good night that night. Definitely.
Well, thanks again for you guys for coming on to the show. Obviously, you've not got a new single out yet, but you've got the one that we played back in March. So what was that, Sunday, wasn't it? So does one of you want to go ahead and introduce it and we'll play it on the show?
Mitch, you've not said much. You can introduce it.
Go on, Mitch. No swearing, though.
I won't swear. Right.
Good boy.
I'd like to thank Chris for having us on the show. This is Sunday by a few too many. Please enjoy and come see us in London.